I'm going to try to do a video for you for disassembling a seat belt buckle for this type of buckle. It's in the 1972 Oldsmobile that I have, and I've cleaned up a couple of them already, and they look real nice. You're able to run these through the washing machine and get them cleaned up. But you don't want to run that part through the washing machine. There's just too much other stuff inside of it. But the way you get this apart, I use a thin bladed putty knife. If you use a screwdriver, you got to be really careful that you don't end up stabbing yourself with a thing. A putty knife seems to work pretty well. I get it underneath there, and you can see it pop that side loose. Come over and pop that side loose. That'll get that part out of there, and the push button out of there. It nests back in like that. Next thing I do is feed up some of the belt as well. And then what we want to do is get this spring out of there. To do that, there's a part in here that kind of tensions the belt. So if we push that this way, kind of back out of the way, I get fingers up in there and kind of hold that out of the way as well. So get that back as far as you can, and then you can start working the spring out of there. It's got a couple little notches in the spring that fit in these notches in the frame of the buckle. So get that, and then coming back this way like that. There's a little bit of finagling you got to do to get it out of there, but there's some retainers in there as well. Sometimes you need to push those down a little bit, and that'll get that out of there. You can twist that spring, and that leaves you with just the belt. And you can see this part here, it's got a flat part there, and then that part there as well. You can twist this and rotate it a little bit, and need to maybe get the fabric of this belt back so it misses that part there, and that'll allow it to turn better for you. So you rotate it like that, and then you can lift that out of there. And at that point, you're able to take and push the belt out of the buckle. Okay, putting it back together can kind of be a stinker sometimes. This is one of the ones that I've taken apart and cleaned it all up, and then repainted that part, and it looks great now. It works great now. And when you put it back together, you want to make sure that this part of the strapping with this hem that's rolled under looks like that. And of course, the way they work is, you know, if you rotate this one way, then you can adjust the lengths of the belt. And then once you buckle it together, you can tighten it by pulling on it. So that's how the thing works. So you want to make sure that you've got everything oriented the right way. And we do here, at least we think we do. So there's the part of the belt, and it goes through this slot like that. And then we're going to turn it a little bit and put it in there. Rotate it like that. Okay. Give us a little slack on the belt now. And we're going to take this part and push it this way as far as we can. You can even stick your fingers in there from on your other hand and just kind of hold it back out of the way a little bit. The spring can kind of be a stinker sometimes. You can see it's the widest right there, so you can kind of drop it in there and just swing it around. And what sometimes happens is these little retaining parts right here will get hung up, and sometimes you need to take a screwdriver and push them down to get them out of the way. You can start off with your fingers a little bit and just see how well you do with that. I didn't have this pushed quite far enough that way. There, got it started now. And so the spring will drop in there like that. There's a couple of little slots on the spring that fit on these tabs of the buckle. So make sure that the spring is in there and you push this part back against it, because that's what actually holds tension on everything and makes things work. So then you can pull the belt back through and get it like that. Verify that that'll push down okay for you. And then this is the last piece of the puzzle. Make sure the push button is centered up in this okay. You can look and see that it is. And this little hem on the sheet metal kind of hooks over these parts right here. And something's not quite right because it doesn't want to lock down. So we'll back up a little bit and take a look here. You can see where my spring maybe is a little bit too far forward. And okay, get that pushing up against there like that. Okay. And we'll try it again here. Get that part centered up in there. That's what you want to hear, is that little pop. Cool. Yep, nope, something's not right yet. I think we got it. I think it's all right. At the end of the day, though, that's what's got to happen. It's got to come apart easily for you.